What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is one that I'm extremely excited about because I don't think anyone was really expecting this piece of equipment to be released. So I'm going to give a little background information. This is a linear row machine. So it must have been November or December of last year. I was on Amazon looking at some gym equipment and I came across this piece of gym equipment, but it was unavailable. It was on Mikolo's page. You couldn't really search for it. It wasn't really available that you could click on anything to purchase it. So I started investigating it. I emailed, I called them, I sent them a message on Facebook. No one could tell me anything about this except that it was going to be an Amazon exclusive item. So I waited and waited and waited, and then finally, last week, this popped up on Amazon for sale, $399. I was floored. The first time I had ever seen anything like this, I was on Instagram, and I saw MEGAMASS, their Instagram account. Check them out. Amazing, amazing designs, new takes on classic equipment. They had their version of this on there, and I was like, oh man, I gotta get something like this. That's awesome. So that's when I started searching and I found this. I almost never expected to see this come into stock. Also with the tariffs coming into play, I was like, how much is this thing gonna cost? $399 on Amazon is what it is right now. When I first purchased it, and I think I was the first person because as soon as it became available, it said there were 18 of them. So I bought it immediately. Now I have seen the number come down. So we're gonna go over this now a little. I'm gonna flip the camera around in a minute so we can kind of talk about some of the features, but it comes labeled as Syedee, which makes me laugh a little, obviously, because Mikolo's selling it. Syedee is also on Amazon, so I don't know why they're not selling it, but they're all basically, I think, come from the same factories, same companies, more than likely. It has an easy curl bar handle with knurling on it, as well as these separate wide handles with foam. The knurling is nice. I'm gonna flip the camera around now so we can take a look at it. So you could see it has these foam handles. Soft, kind of like a soft foam. I'm a little concerned if you were to use straps on this long term, it may start ripping them up. But for bare hands, I think this is a nice, it's not a rubber really, it's kind of like an in-between foam. Then you have the knurling on the bar. It's actually a pretty nice knurl. It's not, you know, it's not too mild. The only thing I will say, something you may want to keep in mind with this knurling, it's powder coated the same as the sides. So I think that there may be a possibility that if your hands are prone to becoming very sweaty, that this could become slippery. So in my video, you saw me using my Cobra grips. I'm probably going to use the grips, although when I used it without it, it wasn't a problem. But I don't run into problems with sweaty hands a lot, so that's something to keep in mind. The back pad here is fully adjustable. You can see that you could adjust the height so it can come forward or backwards. That's pretty cool. It runs on a bearing-based system, kind of almost like some of the bearing-based leg presses you have now, like the RIT Fit. So there are ball bearings in there. There's a compression spring on the bottom for like kind of rebound. These rods were very dry when they got here. So I lubed them up. You're gonna wanna do that. I'll put in the description some lube that I used. You could use whatever you want, but, and you get an extreme range of motion on this. I mean, that goes all, you can go all the way to the top. One thing I will say to be careful of, because the instructions are backwards for it, these bolts here in the instructions tell you to put them in the other way. If you do that, the arm will hit when you come up. So make sure that you install it this way. On the completed picture, it shows this, but on the instructions, it shows you to put it the other way. So don't do that. Now, one other negative of this machine that I'm going to talk about are the sleeves. And you'll notice I have chrome sleeves, and I'll explain that to you right now. So this comes with a 1-inch post and then a 2-inch that slides over the post. In my demo video, I was using this. My concern is, because at one point I loaded up 3 plates on each side on this machine. Mac commented in my my section asking about RDLs. That's what I was testing. And I do think that maybe you can hit some RDLs with this. When I was looking at this, I noticed that it kind of looked like it was going to start drooping in my, I'm not sure. I haven't used it long enough to be able to say that, but rather than having to worry about another failure based off of these sleeves that slide over the top, I have the Syedee belt squat. The storage pegs that go on the back of the belt squat fit this machine, and those are solid pieces with a solid welded connector that goes between the arm. So now I'm able to get completely solid 2-inch metal sleeves on this. You can see the metal sleeve here that I took off the Syedee belt squat. Direct drop in, no issues. It feels great on this machine. Which is a game changer for this machine, I'll be honest with you. I think this was going to be one of the failure points with this machine. This, though, does not fit back onto the belt squat. This rod is a little too thick, so you can't put this back on that machine, but those weight storage pegs will fit on this machine, and it is ridiculous the difference between having this on there and then having those metal ones. So maybe it's possible to source replacements from the belt squat machine because they will fit on this machine. So that's something that's a huge advantage for this machine to have that changed. Other than that, I'm gonna have to put time in with this machine. And once that's the case, I'll probably be able to come back with a final review at some point once, I have that more time in with this machine and really be able to tell you what my long-term opinions are. But right out of the gate, I'm thrilled. This is like one of the most, I know this is probably, I'm a dork, one of the most exciting pieces of equipment I've gotten in a long time. Just because the design is so different, something that you don't usually see. And I hope that they keep making this because people are gonna really benefit from this machine. It has a really small footprint too. Like I think you could see with me sitting next to it, it's super small. I had the GMWD bicep tricep extension curl machine in this spot, and it takes up like the same amount of space almost. So it's definitely small and compact. They don't put on the website what the weight, total weight amount is, like a limit. Again, I had 3 plates on each side. I was doing 2 plates for the rows. I haven't tried to row more just because I was doing it for the demo. But 3 plates on here was fine. I anticipate maybe more weight would be fine, but I don't know. Don't take my word for that. That's something you have to experiment with, and I'm going to experiment with. So if you guys have questions, drop some comments below, like and subscribe. I'm gonna put a link to this in the description from Amazon, an affiliate link. Grab it while you can, because I don't know, one, if the price is gonna go up, go down, or if this is even ever gonna come back into stock again, because they only had, I told you when I bought it, 18 were there. I think it's down to 10 now. So, I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope that I can make more enjoyable videos for you guys, really bolster the home gym community. And I'll talk to you soon.